Hi folks, and welcome back to Conan Exiles. This is episode 15 of the Beginner's Guide 2023 series, and in the last episode we were up in the north getting ourselves some black ice so that we could craft ourselves hardened steel. Now that we popped over the level 50 mark and we could make hardened steel tools and weapons. So we did that, and this week I'm at a little bit of a loss what to do because the chapter 2 of Age of War is released next week, so a lot of the things that we want to do next will change next week. So what I've decided to do is we're going to do a little run around the Unnamed City just to level up our Delincia and our Berserker a little bit and see what we can get. The loot drops from the bosses in the Unnamed City is quite possibly going to change next week when chapter 2 comes out, but the bosses are still going to be in the same place with roughly the same health and damage and whatnot, so at least we can see where they are and how to defeat them. So if I show you where we are on the map, right on this northwest corner here, there is an entrance into the Unnamed City here. You can get in here, there's one over there, you can get in here, there's ones here and here, there's a few places you can get through the wall into the Unnamed City. It is full of lots of nasty things. So what I did do is I've crafted myself a perfected hardened steel mace, because there are a lot of skeletons and undead in the Unnamed City. So the blunt mace damage, the high armor pen, and the mace damage is a great weapon. I also crafted one for Delincia. She just had a little battle axe, so I'll give her one too. The Cimmerian has still got the great sword for a bit of AoE effect, so a one-handed mace and a two-handed great sword we're going to go with. I've dropped the bedroll down out here and parked the horse because you can't place either of those inside the city itself. And we're going to work our way into this little gateway. It's a huge gateway, but one of the smaller entrances. And we will fight our way in here. Got one of these risen warriors guarding the gate. There he goes. We'll take the steel bars. Quite a lot of steel bars in here. And then there's these risen monstrosities, I think these are called. Skeletal risen monstrosities, yeah. There we go. So he's got steel bars as well. Nothing on that one. Heal up a little bit, and then we'll come in the gate just slightly to your left there. You can just see him over there. It's a bigger version of the risen monstrosities, and this is the Brute. And this is the first boss that we will be taking on today. One of my favourite bosses because he has a chance, well right now he has a chance to drop my favourite sword, the Predatory Blade, but obviously the loot tables are all going to change with chapter 2 next week, so we'll see what happens there. Right, so it is a 3-skull boss. So those claws. So heavy attacking him to try and build up the sunder, get down his armour even more. It only goes up to 5 stacks. Keep away from the pointy bits at the front. So they're doing good damage to him, and he's hardly doing any damage to them at all. And he's down. And got a level. Right, so he dropped a hardened steel hammer, some steel bars, and a fragment of power. So I think that's our first fragment of power that we've got. Oh, and the Grandmaster weapon. So it used to drop legendary weapon and armor repair kits, but now the top level is this Grandmaster weapon repair kit. So we'll take that. We're going to tend not to use repair kits because of the durability issue. I won't bother with the hardened steel hammer. But yeah, no fancy sword this time. But this is the first one. We're just going to mark that location on our map with a skull, and we'll call it Brute. There we go. Right, we're now going to head off down into this area, and we're going to find the next one. So I'm going to straight ahead, and I'll bring you back when we get a bit closer. Right, we're next to the second boss now. So if I bring up on my map there's the Brute. We came down onto this platform here. We came through a gap in this wall here and down here. And then we came up the stairs, so up those, so that's down this way, up these stairs. And then in this, just around the corner, there's the Guardian of the Flame. There are two little skeletons over at the side. So let's see if we can pull one. Nope, he's come as well. Okay, so let's get the guys on him. He's just a big warrior, and I'll take care of the little skeletons. I'm really generous like that. Guardian of the Flame he's called, because he's guarding that flame. Oh, there you go. There he goes. Right. So he's got a one-handed star metal sword. So only 4,940 HP now. I think they used to be like, I can't remember, was it 15,000 or something we used to have? A lot less HP, but they do more damage. We should be able to get them down quicker. There we go. Alright, so he's got a crystalline guardian leg, so that's not too bad. Another Garn Master weapon repair kit. Another fragment of power, and a couple of steel bars, so nothing that exciting. There is a chest around the back of the flame which can have, it doesn't this time, but it can have, what does that give me? More health. Let's have that. I'll keep the water orbs as well. It can have some nice things in there, but it's a low drop rate, so not this time. Right. Next, we're going to take a little detour, and we're going to visit the... oh, look at you floating on the stairs. That's clever. We're going to visit the Archivist and learn the map room. So we'll say that there are two skeletons that come out of the ground here, and if you're fighting that guy, it'll pull them as well, and they'll run around and join the fight. So I came up here and pulled those guys first, which is these two guys. Right, so if we head along here, we're heading in that direction. Right, let's take out these. Stuck on the skeleton. There we go. Right, you can start to see the purple smoke now. More skeletons. Another monstrosity.
Gods take you!
You coming? Does seem to be able, you can get a lot closer to the back of them now before you pull them. So it's just a normal guy, it's not one of the bosses like the Brute. Skeleton coming in. That guy out. Take that guy out. So you can see that purple smoke, that's the Unnamed City obelisk. So we're starting to gain corruption if you get into that area there. Let's take this guy as quick as we can. Right, we're just going to run into here. Need some stamina first. And attune our bracelet by clicking on that, and then we're running straight north to that door there. And this is into the archives. And once we get into here, we'll no longer be taking any corruption. The Library of Esoteric Knowledge. A thing that's going to change quite dramatically in the next chapter. Right, here we go. So this is a map room. This big thing here with the whole map of the Exile lands. You can see there, that's the Unnamed City. Up here, that's Sepa Maru. There's Noob River along here with the Shattered Bridge. And the jungles over here. The snow areas over here, the volcano. And I think that's the Mounds of the Dead there. So that's a representation of the Exile lands. And what will happen is with every obelisk that you click on will link to one of these pillars. When you build your own one, this one doesn't actually work for us. But when you build your own one, once you've attuned to an obelisk, it'll allow one of these to light up and you'll get a beam of light at the obelisk and you click on it and you can teleport to that obelisk. Right, this guy is the Archivist, or the ghost of the Archivist, I guess it actually is. Get the guys out of the way. So, we speak to him.
Do not be afraid, bonded one. I am just a shadow, a whisper of what once was. Before the fall, when this kingdom raised knighted pillars of black stone to the sky, I was called the Archivist.
Okay, so we can learn Cartographer from him, so we'll learn that. That allows us to make our own map room. That teaches us the recipe to make a map room. But he's got a bit of lore to talk about, so it's all about how to escape the Exile lands and is the kind of story of the game. So let's just listen to him for a brief second.
Have you come to seek a way free of the bonding bracelet, human? There is only one chance, and a very slim one at that. You must assemble the items of power that were present at its creation. The diadem of the Giant Kings, the mask of the Witch Queen, the tears of two races, the star of the champion, the heart of the sands, the shining trapezohedron, and the serpent ring of Set. I fear I set you an impossible quest, human. The diadem of the Giant Kings was once worn upon the brow of the Priest King. He fell in battle with Tyros, the Deathbringer, in the battlefields of the north. More than that, I cannot say. The Priest King was the most passionate and most volatile among us. I fear his downfall will not have been a simple matter. The Witch Queen of Lemuria was our great enemy in the dying days of our race. Her people came to us as refugees, but even as they took our succor, they plotted our downfall. She was present at the creation of the bracelet, lending her power to ours. Her fate is unknown to me, but she always ruled from her city in the swamp to the east. The tears of two races were simple to obtain when we performed the ritual. We simply took our tears and combined them. But who is left to weep for both races? Although tales persist of Tyros the Deathbringer, he was born of both races. Our blood mingled with theirs. Perhaps his tears could be enough to fulfill the requirement. Obtaining them would be quite the feat. The Star of the Champion lies buried beneath the sands of the arena in the east. I remember well the day that Tyros killed the mighty dragon. He wept to defeat such a noble creature. He placed the star upon its brow. As far as I know, there it remains. The heart of the sands, or simply the Scourge Stone, was an artifact of power. The Priest King used it to create a weapon, the Sandstorm, that he swore would be our salvation. He gave it to the Warmaker to unleash upon our enemies. As far as I know, it was destroyed in the attempt. But perhaps the Warmaker has more insight. The Serpent Ring of Set. It was our most powerful artifact. It was kept in a tomb beneath this city. Then one day, a human came. He had all the words and signs of power. He passed through every ward and trap we had put in place. He took the serpent ring of Set, and he left. If you wonder why you wear the bracelet, wonder no more. It must have been this man who called himself Tohamon. Dedicate yourself to recovering the other artifacts. You will not recover the serpent ring of Set as long as you are trapped in this empire. Perhaps it will be enough. When you have the artifacts, you must place them on the receptacle north of here. Once you have filled this vessel with the artifacts of power, it will create a keystone. To remove your bracelet, all that is required is to touch it with the keystone. And then, mortal, you will be free. But freedom will mean giving up all that these lands have come to offer you. So choose wisely. How did I die? I was betrayed by your kind. In a place called the Circle of Swords. I went in good faith to meet the Witch Queen. She had promised peace. I was cut down. My bones were left to rot in the wind. And yet, my spirit has always belonged to the Archives, human. And so, I am here. And here, I shall remain.
There you go. So there's quite a lot of lore in there, and he gives you quite a lot of tips on all the items you need to, in quotes, complete the game, and a little bit of a clue to where to find them. And that's kind of what you have to do from the various bosses around. Right, the other thing in this room is this wall here. Now it says press E to interact, and what happens is when you interact with this wall, you can exchange fragments of power for scrolls of random recipes. Now, there's a lot of good stuff available from that scrolls, but there's also a lot of stuff that, to be fair, quite poor. At this moment in time, it is random, and what you get is just RNG, but come the next chapter, that is going to not be random anymore and will be in a particular list. And when you click the first one, you'll always get the first item. When you click it the second time, you'll get the second item all the way through the item, so you'll know how many of those fragments you will need to get the items that you want. So I'm not going to click on it at the moment because I'm going to save my fragments for after the chapter 2 comes out, so we can do it properly. But that is where you click it, just to the right, the first, I don't know, what is that? Cupboard of scrolls? Just to the right of the Archivist. But that's us done for today. Sorry, not for today, we're done in here. Throat feels dry, so we'll take a drink. Right, so we need to head back out again. Run out here. And we head straight forward. We're heading for the next boss now. So we've got to run right past this corruption. And there is a bridge over the other side. I'm not going to stop to fight any of these guys because that's just going to delay us. You can see the bridge just over there. And we'll stop when we're in that bridge. Can we get past this guy without pulling him? Maybe? Or are they coming? Yeah, they are coming. Other ones went home though. Right, let's take these guys out. The boss we're actually looking for is down there. There we go. Anything on you? Nope. Anything on you? Nope. Alright, a couple more skeletons guarding this door here. This next boss is actually a bit annoying because of the amount of guards he's got beforehand. Right, so we go through the door. There's more out here. And we kind of have to go down this side to get down the hill. There we go. Because there's 2 rows of, I think, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 2 rows of 6 skeletons either side of him. And it's starting to get dark as well. Right, so let's see how many we can pool. Come back here, come back here. Want to pull as few of them as possible. And of course we've pulled all 12. Right, so we're going to kind of round them up. Okay, as many of them as possible are going for our fighters. Let's go. Pick off the guys on the outside. Need to keep them away from the big boss though, who's over there. You can hardly see him through the murk. Okay, I think we've de-aggroed most of them. Follower has leveled up, that's good. Crippled. Right, I want these guys to get over here a bit. They're getting a bit close to the boss. Don't want to pull the big guy while at the same time. Come on, come over here. You're getting staggered by those guys. Let's take them out then. There we go. Alright. So you are both at 100%, so you're all good. Let's see if there's anything loot-wise on these. A bit of glass. Nothing exciting. Don't know where the rest of the bodies have gone. Is that one in there? No. Yes it is. Okay, never mind. Right, where is he? There he is. So this is the commander. And he's got the two-handed greatsword. Definitely have to watch his overhead attack. Try and block some of his combos. Like that. His first hit is never that bad, it's when he gets a combo going. Get some. Hits in on him. So again, he had, I can't remember, 13 or 14,000 before, and he's down to 4,940 again. So same as the other guy. Rhino soup, Grandmaster weapon repair kit, another fragment, some steel bars, nothing else exciting. 2 chests over here, that one's got gold in it, that one's got junk in it. Okay, so that's, what's that, boss 3 down? The commander. The next boss is also really close, so we can get to him without a cut as well. We're going to go back up the hill that we came down. Over here, just underneath the bridge. And then up this side here. If I can get up, there we go. And straight ahead through this gap here. And in there, so there's more purple smoke, so that area, this is the aviary that we're heading into. Let's have a look on the map. Oh, I should have put the commander. Where was the commander? He was here. just so you can see where he is on the map. And this is, I think this one's called Winged Death. Although that's not how you spell death. We can always correct that later on. So he's down there, but all this area here, there's bat creatures all around the upper pit around here, but down at the bottom it's full of corruption. You can see the purple smoke. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and pull them out of there. So you come and get me, the Avery, there we go. Right, come over here guys. There we go. Reduce the corruption that we get. You don't get a lot of corruption, but any corruption you do get means that's health and stamina that you're missing. Right, now we can get him. So let's see, what is he called? He is Winged Death, I was right enough. So he's really annoying to fight, because even that wing swipe, he does a sonic sort of blast. That wing swipe gets you from behind. There's his sonic blast there. He also does a thing where he flies up and slams into the ground and knocks everybody back. But also stuns himself at the same time. Sonic blast again. There he goes. Out of the way. Bang. But he's also stunned himself, so we can get back in. Get a good few hits on him. It's going down super fast. Now this guy currently drops, very rarely, but he does drop some nice pieces of loot. So it's going to be interesting what's going to happen once they change the looting next chapter. Right. So he got some boots, vermin hide boots, which are legendary light armor boots with 6% agility damage and plus 60 health. Boots worn by Zagarian freebooters. So not brilliant for me, but still okay. Another weapon repair kit, another fragment of power, a few more steel bars. If you chop them up, you can get bat hide off of them as well. Okay, that's that guy. Right, I'm going to head off to the next one. The next one is a little bit further away. In fact, I might pop and give you a little bit more lore, because just where that flames are there, there used to be a guy who is the Warmaker Klael himself. Another one of the triumvirate of giant kings, who used to be standing up here, so he used to have to spend the whole time looking at his crotch, but they've now changed it so he's sitting down. But yeah, here we go, Warmaker Klael. So he's got some interesting lore to tell you as well, so let's just listen to what he's got to say.
I smell you, human. The stench of your kind has not improved throughout the eons. Ashes and dust, human. Ashes and dust.
Speed up.
All that remains of what we once were. An echo of an echo. In my mind, I still walk the streets of our city. The iron scent of blood as I pass the temple of the old serpent. The thrumming power in my veins as I chant the ritual of summoning. The intoxication and ecstasy of knowledge. Ashes and dust. When the world was shattered, your people came to us as refugees. We were generous. We gave them the wild north. They built a city there amongst the trees and practiced weird sciences and worshipped their demon gods. For 1,000 years, there was peace and trade among our peoples. But your kind is ever seeking, ever grasping, ever multiplying. War was inevitable, and when it came, it was terrible. I see that you wear the bracelet, human. When the war between our peoples began, we created such to bend the prisoners of war to our bidding. My kind are long-lived and slow to replenish our numbers. And as we dwindled in the war, we increasingly came to rely on human prisoners to provide us with labor. To that end, we created the bracelets. To bond your kind, to control your movements, to allow you to understand our language, and to prevent your kind from escaping. But that was an eon ago. To what purpose they have now been attuned, I cannot say. I was one of the triumvirate that ruled this land. The Archivist concerned himself primarily with the collection of knowledge, and the Priest King had dominion over our spirits and the rituals of our faith. My people called me the Warmaker, for it was my duty to keep them safe, and for a while I did my duty. I held the northern passages against the humans. Together with the Archivist, I established the watchtowers to warn us of the coming of the humans. They burn still, bonded one. When their color changes, it is because those of your kind have crossed the borders to our kingdom with the intent to slay, burn, and kill. In the end, we were betrayed. During a skirmish in the north, the humans revealed a new weapon, forged of their strange science. It smashed through the ranks of my troops, turning those captured in its blast into solid stone. Those who survived fled south to lick our wounds. During this moment of weakness, the Priest King came to me with a proposal. A new ritual to counter the human sciences. A powerful magic to scour the landscape and drive them forth. In desperation, I agreed. Do you understand, human? In ages past, this was the most fertile land in our empire. And then I unleashed the magic that created the sandstorm. And I lost control of it. I betrayed my people to a slow, dwindling doom. I've been alone in the darkness for a long time, human. Few have come to me over the eons. But there was a man who came here years ago. I had not spoken with another being for thousands of years. And there was a hunger in me for conversation. He did not wear a bracelet as you do, so he learned my speech, and he listened to me talk of this city and what it once was. And for a while, as I described it to him, it lived again in my mind. Perhaps I spoke too much. When I told him of the greatest artifact of our religion, the Serpent Ring of Set, he left me to search for it. And now your kind come into my city again, wearing the slave bonds and disturbing the dead. Time has taught me that coincidences are simply patterns that I have not yet understood. Everything ends, human.
There you go. So a little bit of lore about what the bracelets were originally for, and also it was him who unleashed the sandstorm, trying to wipe everybody out, but lost control of it and ended up wiping out all his own people as well. So he's one of the few remaining giant kings left on the exiled lands. Okay, right, that's a good bit of lore there. I'm now going to head off to the next boss. So where are we? We're here. We're going to head over to this area over here, and I'll see you when I get there. Okay, see you soon. Right, we are in roughly the right area, but unfortunately this guy actually patrols. He doesn't have a single spot. I think he usually starts about here and he patrols his way around here and back again. So we just have to look for him around here. So these guys are normal whites, these glow bluing guys. We saw some of them up at the Mounds of the Dead. And the guy we're looking for is called the Gravewalker, and he's basically a giant version of one of them. Some skeletons come into play as well. 10,000 XP for a white. Very good. I'm also going to harvest them to see if I can get any witch powder. Nut from that guy. Chuck that away. Let's go and get this one. You coming around the corner yet? Not yet. We will need a whole bunch of witch powder later on for our sorcery. So we'll have to come and farm these guys for that. Or we can make it, I suppose, but it's relatively easy to... take your arrows. Nope, bone and putrid meat. Right, so we'll keep heading round the corner until we come across him walking towards us. I don't see him yet. Come down. Take his arrows and his steel bar and harvest him. Nope. Anything off of him? Not getting any. I may be using the wrong tool, but let's... let's just take that and move on. Don't want to be here for all day. Oh, I hear... oh, a skeleton coming out of the bushes. How much XP do we get for a skeleton? $9,250, so that's not too bad either. Right, into the next section. Oh, that looks like him there. He's just standing there at the moment. Let's see if we can pull this white first. Yeah, now we've joined the area, he's actually started walking a little bit. He has a huge two-handed sword and hits like a truck. There he goes, look at the size of that sword. So we definitely want to try and break some of the combos on that one. He's got 5,782 health, so he's got more health. There's his overhead job. That hit me as well. Oh, so did that. Block it. Block it. Block it. Oh, didn't need to keep out of the way of that. Look how much damage that did. He's going down quite nicely. There he goes. Alright, what have you got? Ooh, he's got the Sword of Crom. The infamous Sword of Crom. By Crom. So it does 107 damage and got 22 armor pen. It's a two-handed sword. Yeah, let me take that. Let me take the armor kit and the fragment of power. But oh, I need to put my weapons away. If I take it out, look at that. But look at my stamina. One swing, stamina right down to 14. And, well, it was bugged on if you, because you could put it on a thrall, because thralls don't use stamina, but I think this changed it so that it doesn't do any damage on a thrall. I'll have to do some testing with that to see. But yeah, that's a rare find. It's a nice find as well. Let's see if we can get any witch powder off of him. Nope. Okay. Right, so I have one more thing to do before I complete my loop, or maybe two. But I'll head to the next location and then I'll see you there. Okay, welcome back. So let me show you where we are. So that we came around here. So now we've just come down the hill to this platform here, which is reaching out in front of us. This used to be the place that I used to come to get all my Relic Hunter treasure seekers, because those two guys there, and there's two guys sitting at the back, are both, or all four of them are Relic Hunter treasure seekers, and that big person, I think it's a female but I can't quite tell, is a random mini boss. But what you can do, let me put these guys on attack nothing, so they'll won't attack anybody unless I actually tell them to do it. And if you go down this side down here, you can sneak down, you can actually get all the way close enough to pull them, or you can pull them like that, and then you can run back to pull them out. Oh, we have pulled the big guy as well. Okay, right, you get that guy. That's a girl. It is a girl, yeah. So you should be able to pull these two without actually pulling the other two, and then you can just kill one of them and knock the other one out. But now we can just go into Seth's into the wine cellar just past Seth the drunk, and you can get them from in there as well. Let me take that hardened steel. With this mini boss, so that was so easy to take out. They've only got a little bit of health. They have repair kits. I think they can have fragments of power, but it's a bit random. A steel bar. But they have these things, Heart of a Hero. So a Heart of a Hero has only got a 40-minute timer. And well, I do have a tricks and tips video of what you can do with them. One of the things you can do is you can take them down to a location down by New River, and you can get yourself, you can hand them in with a chance to get a gorilla pet. But the other thing you can do is you can consume them. It does say it's a consumable, and it'll clear corruption. So if you get heavily corrupted, so we've only got, you can just see at the top of the screen, we've got health reduced by 3%, so hardly anything. But if we were to, we'll just consume this because it'll go off anyway. There we go, the corruption is completely gone now and my health will go back. So corruption removal is one of the things. It is required for some crafting recipes as well, but nothing that we have at the moment. Right, so if we run right at the back here, we're going to get into more corruption. We're going to pull these guys, but if we send them to fight them, there is gold and silver in all these chests. Like that. And then we can run out the corruption area again. Should have kept my heart until... Let's pull them all the way out. And then say, attack that guy.
You picked the wrong fight.
Okay, right, I'm going to put these guys back on guard me. And it's going to get dark now, so I'm now going to just get up to the top of this corner and I'm just going to wait for daylight, and we'll go to our last and final boss. Okay, see you soon. Okay, sunrise over the Unnamed City. So that is just where we were, and there is this hill that goes down the right hand side of it. And if we come down here, we'll see a little dragon baby. There it is there. Let's see if we can pull it out. These are just the one skull dragging hatchlings, which go down super easy, like that. And then if we chop them up, we'll get exotic flesh, demon blood, we'll get a ton of dragon bone. Can we get any more? And we get one dragon horn. So, not brilliant. Right, let me put my arrow, where is it, my bow back on my bar. Because over there is the mother, the Red Mother as it's called. So if we come down here, the steps here, we can look down. That is the actual Red Mother, the big dragon. But again, that area there is full of corruption, so we need to, well, we don't need to, but we want to pull it out into a better area. Might actually pull it out over here. This might be better. Yeah. Right. So let's shoot it. And we'll get it to come up here. Get my daggers out. We've got to bleed this one. Right, right. Go get it. Now this one breathes fire. Like that. So you need to keep away from that. What's it got now? 8,265 damage. Let's get the stacks of bleed on. Let's watch out for its stomp. Also does a tail swipe like a... and the fire breath. Tail swipe like the... I thought that was going to be it there. This is it. Oh, I still didn't get far enough away. There we go, it goes down a lot quicker than it used to. Now this is one that's going to have its loot definitely changed. There's a few items in its loot table that are really nice, including the Breath of the Red Mother, which is the best torch in the game. And all the times I've killed it, I've never seen it drop ever. So what's the bet? I'm away to see it drop today, but there we go, it's down. Right. So let's get our cleaver out again. Let's see what it's got. Okay, so it didn't drop it again. We've got hardened steel shield, a normal sword, a bit of steel bar, and another fragment of pyre, and a Grandmaster repair kit. So, yep, it still hasn't dropped for me ever, but apparently in Chapter 2, it will have a legendary item, a legendary weapon of some sort, 100% of the time. Every time you kill it, it'll have some sort of legendary weapon, which will be cool. Right, let's see what we've got to get from her. We've got a head, we've got volatile glands, we've got a dragon bone. And we've got 10 dragon horns. So for all the little dragons you get one each, and we're going to need a bunch of these dragon horns for sorcery later on. Dragon bone is going to be required for making dragon bone armor once we get that far. But we also got a nice head that we can mount on our wall. Got a whole bunch of volatile glands, which is nice as well. But no legendary drop. Right, so if I just run up here, you can see there's another baby dragon just over there. If we run up here, we're going to be back. You can actually see it on the mini map. Oh, I'm going to place on here. It must be about here. Red Mother. Now there is a green dragon, which is in the spawning pools, which I think is here. So, but it only drops. It doesn't drop legendary items as far as I'm aware, and it'll still only give you one dragon horn. But there is the door that we came in to the city. And you can just see on the mini map the marker for the brute. So that's us done a circuit of the Unnamed City. We've taken out most of the bosses, not all the bosses. The brute will now have respawned just over there. The mini boss that we took out on this ledge here, I think there's 5 or 6 different, like there's one down here somewhere I think it is, and there's one over here, and there's a few of them around around the city, but the main bosses, we've pretty much taken out them all. The only one we didn't really do, I guess two, where Klael is here, there is like a giant snake inside the building behind him that he actually refers to, and on top of this tower here, so where are we? We kind of look in that direction. You maybe can't see it, but you have to climb right up to like a tower like that high, and right up on top of the tower, which is just over there. It's just here. That location there. Can't remember what that guy's called. But there's another one of those skeletal bosses with the star metal weapons is on top of that tower. But it's just too much of a hassle to climb all the way up for me, so I always miss that one out and just go around these ones and farm them. So I think they were level 6 to start with, are now level 9. Still got food left and survive no problem at all. Got a bit more levels. We're nearly at level 10 where they'll get their first perk. But yeah, that is the Unnamed City and the bosses of. Like I say, the loot tables will change next week when chapter 2, but basically the bosses will be in the same places with the same HP and do the same damage. So that gives you a good idea of what to expect and how to take them on. So there you go. That is all we've got to do for today. Thank you so much for watching, as always. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next week when we should be in Age of War Chapter 2. Bye now.